Hi everyone, my name is Cheryl. Welcome to my Happy Handcraft studio. As you can see, it's a different studio. A lot has happened since I recorded my last video. So beginning of September, we thought, I wonder if we should move. And a week later, our house was sold and we were packing up everything to move to my hometown, the city I spent a lot of years in central Alberta, and I'm thrilled to be back here. It's a great small city for activities, for resources. It's just the place that gives me all the good feels. So really happy that we did make the move. Move was not easy. It's hard to move when you haven't moved for over 20 years and you have a very tight deadline and you don't have a house to move into. So things were a little bit unusual, but we made the move. We found a home to move into that we like, and we are just about set up. My studio is looking pretty bare, and we don't have art up in the house yet. We've put up the Christmas tree and a few decorations, so we're on our way. So I was saying that when we first moved, we did not have a house to move into. And so we spent over 3 weeks in a hotel, which has some advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, every morning we'd go out, we'd go down, we'd have a nice cooked breakfast, we'd visit with the staff. Later on in the day, I would go down to the fitness center and walk on the treadmill. It was great. The only thing I really missed was cooking meals in the evening. Eating out at night or bringing things in at night, that was really the only struggle. Filling my time was not a problem at all. I knew I would have days in a hotel, and so I took some projects to work on. I really scaled down the number of projects that I had because of space, and I really wanted to focus on a few things. So what did I focus on? I worked on 324. So this is Works by ABC, Arlene Cohen. And I used the called for DMC because she uses 324 colors of DMC, and it's on a 32 count white Jobelan. I love working on this. You work through the colors. Nothing is too time intensive. You can pick it up, get something done, put it down. And I really love how the colors are working together. So one thing I found out about the city that I'm living in is there's really two places that I've found so far to buy DMC. Walmart, which has a limited amount, and then a local quilt shop, which is a great quilt shop, and they carry all the DMC, but it's about twice the price of what you would find at Michael's. But it's available, so whenever I need some floss and I need it quickly, I can go downtown to the quilt store and pick it up. But if I'm going to kit up a project, I can see where I'll probably be driving to our nearest big city, which is Edmonton. So we've moved quite a bit north of where we were in Calgary. So this I did plan on finishing in February, so I have the December, January, February still to do on this. And it's coming along great. Another project that I brought along is my 52 book reading tracker. And this is by Stitching Cabin. I got this on Etsy. It's on a 32 count pearl gray Lugana. And I just picked some colors that I liked. So usually I read over 52 books a year, but this year I think it's going to be just really close to 52, if not a little bit less. I don't have the same time in my vehicle listening to audiobooks that I used to when I was driving back and forth from our country home into the city. So I'm going to have to find a new solution for that. I have, at the hotel, I was listening to audiobooks on the treadmill, so that's something I will do at home. The treadmill's all set up here. I just have to get down that hallway and get to it. So I like how that's coming. And so my main focus for hotel stitching was my Long Dog sampler Hoity Toity. And as you can see, I'm right down in this area. So I am really hoping for a finish, if not in December, beginning of January. So this was my January start in 2022. So I'd really like to get it done. So I have this to finish and then the band at the bottom. And this is on a 32 count antique white Lugana, and I'm using the called for thread colors. I always love working on this. It just amazes me. You put colors and you think, oh, I don't really like those colors, but when you see it all, it's looking really great. So looking forward to focusing on that and getting it done December, January. So what else did I work on at the hotel? Well, I brought a quilt to work on. I had done a sample block for my quilt guild at Millerville, and that was in a tub, and I packed my sewing machine and the quilt kit and worked on it in the hotel room. We had a lovely room with sort of a separate bedroom, and there was a nice desk area where I could set up my sewing machine. So I'll put a picture here of the quilt top that I worked on. I am going to extend top and bottom to make it a more rectangular shape so that it could be a lap quilt, a nap quilt, a twin quilt. I'm not sure yet just how much fabric I'll add to it. So that's going to be called the Canalta. That's the name of the hotel chain that we stayed in. It's a chain through Alberta, Saskatchewan. It's a small company, but fabulous place to be and great staff. When our last day at the hotel, we had a housewarming gift left in our room with a nice card, so it was really a great place. All right, so I'm going to update you on my whips. So this is the chart. If you've been with me a while, you know that this is how I keep track of what I'm working on. I am really a visual person. I like to see what's happening in my stitching, and I have a similar one for my quilting that I can show you sometime. So these down here are all finished objects that need to be fully finished. These are my 2022 starts, and you see there's Hoity Toity, Coronation Dress, Merry Christmas, and Happy Mood Point. I have one start left in 2023, and that's Kingdom of Books. And then I have 3 2024 starts still remaining. 52 book reading tracker, the 324, and Joyful Floral. So if you know me, you know that 10 is my magic number, and right now I think I have 8. Yes, I have 8. Now, my favorite time to start new work, new projects, is in December. I just love having new starts for the Christmas season, for Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, and then a new start on January 1st. So I'll show you where I'm at in these projects and then what I have planned for the end of December and the beginning of January. Okay, so first thing I'll show is my Kingdom of Books. So this Kingdom of Books was a New Year's start in January of 2023. It's on a 32 count Belfast Linen Mocha. And I'm on the centermost part of this. So I have years ahead of working on this one. But I really do love it and still have a place in mind for it. When you do move, places that you had certain pieces in mind for, they don't exist anymore. They're different. I'm finding that the house we're in, although it's the same square footage, the square footage is in different places than our other house, and so not as much room for displaying things, lots of room for towels and linens and all that kind of thing, but not so much for displaying pieces. And we're also kind of at the point where we don't want to buy a lot of new furniture. We're in the downsizing part of our life, but maybe some display pieces will come in. The next piece that I'm going to show you is called Happy Mood Point. And this is where I'm at. Happy Mood Point. This is what it will look like when it's done. Let's see, it's lots of lovely Quaker symbols. This is SS089 Sampler Quaker, and it was from Etsy. I'm doing it on a 32 count Pearl Gray Lugana, and the DMC color is 3750. The next one that I'm going to show is Queen Elizabeth II in Her Coronation Dress. And this is by Teresa Gil. It's on a 28 count Vintage Blue Cashel, and I'm using the called for DMC colors. This one I've kind of fallen out of love with, but I will fall in love with it again, I'm sure. A piece that I'm really looking forward to working on in this next month is this piece. It's Merry Christmas from Durene Jones. I like working on seasonal pieces, and that's where I'm at. This is on some unknown even weave in a khaki. I think it's a 16 count, and I'm using the called for DMC. So this one I'm really looking forward to stitching in December. See if I can get that one done, maybe. That would be great. Happy Mood Point was also kind of a festive start, holiday start. So we'll see if I can get more on that one. More recent project that I'd like to continue to work on. This one I got for my birthday, and it is Joyful Floral. Joyful Floral. And I had more of a start on the Aida that came with the kit, but I just hated every minute of it, so I bought a different navy. This is a 28 count navy Lugana, and I'm enjoying that. So that's it. That's all the whips that I have. And you know, I still like all of them. I'm not in love with all of them. Queen Elizabeth II in Her Coronation Dress, but I am looking forward to continuing to work on them. So what do I have planned for December and January? I'll show you those. So these were all kitted up. I kitted them up probably 2 years ago, thinking I was going to get them done. I was going to get them started within a short period of time. But I had a lot of really big projects, and so that just didn't happen. So this is one that I have ready to go, and it's called Santa Brought a Christmas Gift. I love those like Amsterdam houses. That's similar to the Kingdom of Books. I just love that. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not sure which day I'll start them, whether, you know, it depends on what we do at Christmas time. And then the next one, I'll put a picture in, and it's Christmas Wreath by Durene Jones. And that it will be done on a 32 count pearl gray Lugana. You'll hear me say pearl gray Lugana. I love that. I love that fabric. And then one more that I hope to get started. I need more smalls in my life. You know, everything I've been doing has been quite large. This I picked up at a stitching weekend in Calgary, and it was a Ukrainian company. A Ukrainian lady was selling them at the embroidery market, and I just discovered Google Translate, which is amazing. So you go to Google Translate, you go to Google, you take a picture, you press translate, and you get this. Like, so, poinsettia. Who knew? I thought maybe it was pine cone or something, but poinsettia. So, everything is in the kit. It's going to be an ornament for the tree. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And then for my January 1st start, I'm going to do Sahara and Flowers. This was Vivster. That's where I got the pattern. I'm going to do it on a 14 count fiddler's cloth, and this will go into my study. I love Frank Lloyd Wright style. I try to visit his homes whenever I'm in an area where there is one. So I'm really looking forward to getting that started. So that is my stitching, what I've been up to, or what I'm going to be getting up to. Now, just before leaving the Calgary area, Judy, the city stitcher, came for a visit, and we had a finishing afternoon, and spent the afternoon going through her different projects and finding ways to finish them. It was a lovely afternoon. We have plans in the spring to get together again. I will be heading to Calgary for the Fabric and Yarn Sale. I hope to both volunteer and take part as a customer. So I think probably during that time we'll have to arrange some time. I'll bring my sewing machine and we'll get some more projects done. But one of the things that she brought with her when she came was she brought me a gift. As much as she complains about me making her crochet, I mean, I'm not taking any of it back. Look at this beautiful blanket that she made me. It came in a pink bag. The girl knows me. She knows what I like. And so this is in a beautiful velvety yarn. Oh, Judy. It's just squishy loveliness. I just am so grateful for this gift. It's wonderful. So, moving. What I'm missing. I am missing my friends. I'm missing the Quilt Guild at Millerville. I'm missing all my Ujamagramma friends. I'm missing my stitching at the library friends. I'm missing the board at the Millerville Library. But I do love my new home. So what have I been doing? Well, I joined the Quilt Guild here, and I've been to a trunk show that they put on with a local Alberta quilter, Terry Rowland, and she has fabulous quilting. It was a really inspiring evening. And then from there, a week or so later, I went to my first guild meeting in Camrose, and it was great. It was very informative. It's a very active group. My Millerville group, we met once a month. It was great. The Bow River Quilt Guild that I was part of in Calgary, we met once a month, and then had a Zoom day once a month. Well, in Camrose, they have a guild meeting, they have a charity sew day, they have a Zoom sew day, and they have a fun sew day. So I can quilt to my heart's content here. It's great. It's nice to have all those opportunities. The great thing about our world and technology is I can still be part of the Ujamagramma Book Club, and we meet regularly. And I'm still part of the Bow River Quilt Group. I'm a virtual member, so I'm taking part in some guild activities, some learning sessions for January, February, March, and part of that membership is also a sew day, one Friday a month. So I get to meet see those ladies again, and so I also joined Royal City Quilt Guild on the recommendation of one of the members from Bow River Quilt Guild. She was a member, and it's a Zoom quilt guild, and so monthly they have really good technique sessions and trunk shows and show and tells. So I'm really having a lot of really good quilt time. I'm looking forward to Jingle Ball. I have bought my ticket for Jingle Ball, and I've also purchased the Jeanette Douglas workshop on specialty stitches. So I'm looking forward to that next weekend. So I'm busy. My sewing room is pretty much ready to go. I can start to sew anytime now, and I'm looking forward to that. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? So, one of the things I learned with moving, it's easy to downsize things that are just like useful. Like if you have extra pots and pans, yeah, you can dispose of those, because you know someone might want them, someone might buy them at a thrift shop. You know that you can always get them somewhere else. What's hard to part with when you are a maker are things that you've made. Like, I couldn't not bring all my cross-stitch finishes. I couldn't not bring all the quilts I've made. But they take up space. They were, honestly, when it came to moving, probably the garage had the most things. You know, that was storage, it was tools. Yes, that was a big amount of things. Then probably my sewing room, and then the kitchen. Like, it was an embarrassment. Every time a mover, it would be like, sewing room, sewing room, sewing room. Like, yes. So a real goal is to make good use of the fabrics I have. I can quilt for charity. I can make things for Bags, Babies, and Beyond, for the Ujamagrammas. The Quilt Guild out here has a charity shop. I can make some things for there. I really need to really slow down on making anything for myself, because there's only so much room in a house. We had a large bungalow in the country, and we have a large bungalow now. I can't see us getting more space in the future. It is going to be less, and so something is going to have to go. And it's going to be in the quilt area for sure. This house has great storage. There's this huge long storage room with a rod in it, and I'm hanging quilts on it just to get them out of boxes and hung up. So in the future, I will give you my sewing studio tour, and I'll give you a tour of where I'm hanging all my quilts. Yeah, and I'm going to have to find a plan for finding new homes for some of those quilts. We'll see what happens there. It's all good. You know, when we first started to pack, we didn't have a house, and we didn't know if we would have a house to move into. And when you're moving under those conditions, you downsize a lot. Like, you get rid of a lot of things. And the movers came. We had local to Camrose movers. They came. When they drove up, they brought 2 trucks with 2 trailers, and I thought, I hope we don't fill all that. And we didn't. We filled the 2 small trucks, the cube vans, but not the trailers. When we got to our home, we were able to store all of our belongings in the double garage, and just fit. Like, we brought just the right amount of things for a double garage to store in. And then once we moved into our house, we've been in, it'll be 2 weeks on Thursday. We were able to move most of it in ourselves, and the movers came just for some heavy furniture, and we're pretty much settled. So right now I'm decorating. Decorating a new home is interesting. I have way more stuff than I have places. This house doesn't have as many built-ins for display. In my other house, above the cupboards in the kitchen, there was an open space where I decorated with garland and ornaments and things. That's non-existent. but we do have a porch out front, so I'm thinking some of that garland can go there. And, you know, we'll find a place, or we will downsize it. We will give it away. It'll be great. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming back. Thank you to the people who contacted me through the comments and through email asking, was I okay? They had missed me. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I'm well. I'm very well. And I'm starting a new adventure. It's great. Come along with me. All right, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.